Naturally, every student experiences high school differently. Some thrive in that environment. They may be popular with their peers, for instance, or enjoy the academic rigor of their classes. For other teens, however, high school can be miserable, as they may stick out from the crowd and so become targets for bullies. And Chai herself was different to many of the students at Queen Creek High School in Arizona. In particular, she'd been born with a neurological disorder that had left her with a mental age of approximately 8. Even taking into account Chai's condition, though, her mom Liz had urged the school to let her daughter get the best education she could. Indeed, in 2015, Liz told the Arizona Republic, "I always push for Chai to be included in the regular classes as well as her special education classes." And in fact, according to her mother, Chai had been defying the odds ever since she was small. For example, after Chai's birth, doctors had informed Liz that her daughter would sadly pass away before she was any older than 2 weeks. This, of course, didn't come to pass. Medical professionals also said to Chai's mom that thanks to the little girl's condition, she'd never be able to walk or talk. Again, Chai proved them wrong, though. But even after overcoming these obstacles, life wasn't always easy for Chai. She was tormented at school, for instance, with her peers shoving her in public or hurling trash in her direction, and understandably, the abuse left marks on the young woman. In 2012, Liz explained the situation to ESPN, saying, "Chai would come home every night at the start of the school year crying and upset. The permanent smile she had, that gleam in her eye, that was all gone, and seeing her child suffering spurred the mom into action." At first, in order to help stamp out the bullying, Liz tried the traditional route of getting in touch with those at the school. In fact, as well as approaching her daughter's teachers, she attempted to contact administrators at Queen Creek High. In the end, though, her efforts were fruitless. Liz realized then that she'd have to take matters into her own hands, and to that end, she decided to turn to Carson Jones, a senior at Queen Creek High. Carson was familiar with Chai as well. He'd once taken his fellow students to the Special Olympics. In particular, Liz asked Carson, who also happened to be the football team's starting quarterback, for a favor. She inquired whether he could find out who the bullies were for her. What he did instead, however, was a complete shock, and it transformed Chai's school life. Rather than searching for Chai's tormentors, Carson became somewhat of a buddy to the teenage girl. Most notably, he asked her to sit with him and his friends in the cafeteria during lunch periods. Before Carson's involvement, Chai had eaten in a room designed for kids with special needs and at a distance from most of the rest of their peers. But why did Carson befriend Chai instead of passing on the bullies' names to her mom? Well, there was a reason for that, as the senior would tell ESPN. He said, "I just thought if the bullies saw Chai with us every day, maybe they'd start treating her better. Telling on kids would have just caused more problems." Carson wasn't the only member of the football team to take care of Chai, though. In time, the quarterback's teammates got involved too, by accompanying her around school and ensuring that she sat close to players when in classes. These thoughtful acts made a massive difference to Chai's school life. The bullying ceased, for one. And the football players' kind behavior was not going unnoticed. Offensive lineman Bryce Oakes would say to ESPN, for instance, "I was parking my car yesterday, and I saw a couple of the guys talking to her and being nice. I think it's making a difference around here." However, perhaps the biggest difference could be seen in Chai herself. Her mom certainly noticed that she seemed happier after school. Furthermore, when Liz quizzed her daughter as to her apparent change of mood, Chai revealed all. The teenager divulged, "I'm eating lunch with my boys." And Liz is understandably extremely grateful for the effects that the football team's actions have had on her daughter. She added to ESPN, "I thank Carson every chance I see him. He's an amazing young man. He's going to go far in life." But the relationship between Chai and Carson didn't only go one way. Chai looked after Carson, too. After Carson was involved in a car accident, for example, Chai kept offering help by the way of carrying his bag for him. "I know his neck hurts," she told ESPN. What's more, although the football players graduated 2 years before Chai did, they still keep in contact with their high school buddy. One of the boys even chose to send cards to her from where they were based in Africa. These messages came at 6-month intervals. And the young men continued to look out for Chai, even at a distance. On one occasion, Chai had become ill and had failed to respond to any contact from her friends. This state of affairs prompted real concern in some of the former students as a result. They got in touch with Liz to check on Chai's well-being. So it appears that the decision made by a one-time high school quarterback has really transformed a young girl's life. And in the process, Chai and the football players have forged quite a bond. As Chai herself told People in 2012, "They're my boys and I'm their lucky girl. They're awesome.